Ay 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 ugayam kalayaman ugayam galayaman hanna kaninandat dato tan kanigan ganason di kultura ang dilubong ugayam.
I have traveled far north of Luzon, and I have seen something that is worth remembering, something that is beautiful indeed.
Yamanan mi da kayun apu kayo gayang galhayaman ot yan nagdating po man isut ako nagito'y nga rarapap mi sapay kuma may bingayo kadagiti.
It is truly an art of nature and a wonder to the world. Cordillera is truly one of the places I wanted to visit because of its vast mountains and its natural areas. I have traveled far along by foot, and I can't wait to share the beauty of Cordillera region. Cordillera region, or the Cordillera Administrative Region, is natively known as the home of the Igorots. It has a vibrant culture and it has stunning natural beauties. Well, it is rumored for its natural beauties, and I can't wait to explore the Cordillera region myself. So tara, let us explore the beauty of Cordillera Administrative Region. But before we travel around the Cordillera region, let us first learn its history.
During the Spanish colonization of the Philippines, Christianization and eventual subjugation of the mountain region proved difficulty for the Spanish colonial government. Several comandancias were established by the Spanish colonial government in strategic areas of the mountain region. Among them were Amburayan, Kabugawan, Cayapa, Hiyangan, Itaves, Apayao, Lepanto, Benguet, Bontoc, Banawe, and Tiaga. On August 18, 1908, during the American Region Mountain Province was established by the Philippine Commission with the enactment of Act No. 1876. Ifugao, which was part of Nueva Vizcaya Province, and the former Spanish comandancias of Amburayan, Apayao, Benguet, Bontoc, Kalinga, and Lepanto were annexed to the newly created province as sub-provinces. Amburayan was later abolished in 1920, and its corresponding territories were transferred to the provinces of Ilocos Sur and La Union. On June 18, 1966, Republic Act No. 4695 was enacted to split Mountain Province and create 4 separate and independent provinces, namely Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga-Apayao, and Mountain Province. Ifugao and Kalinga-Apayao were placed under the jurisdiction of the Cagayan Valley region, with Benguet and Mountain Province placed under the Ilocos region. And after 21 years, on July 15, 1987, President Corazon C. Aquino issued Executive Order 220, which created the Cordillera Administrative Region. The provinces of Abra, Benguet, and Mountain Province of the Ilocos region, and Ifugao and Kalinga-Apayao of the Cagayan Valley were annexed as part of the newly created region. On February 14, 1995, Kalinga-Apayao, one of the 5 provinces of the region, was split into 2 separate and independent provinces of Apayao and Kalinga with the enactment of Republic Act No. 7878. Thus, creating the finalized modern-day Cordillera administrative region with the provinces of Apayao, Kalinga, Abra, Mountain Province, Ifugao, Benguet, and 2 cities, the highly urbanized city of Baguio and the component city, Cebu.
Most travels are simply about escaping your daily life. But my travel to Bontoc is a lot more than that. Beyond its breathtaking beauty and its rich culture, my Bontoc experience taught me a lesson that I will always cherish. We took the Coda bus from Cubao in Quezon City. The next morning, we found ourselves in Bontoc, the capital of Mountain Province.
Ay, 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 ugayam, galayaman, ugayam, galayaman.
And the small town was preparing for a big celebration.
Just the colors and the energy, it was really good.
Today, visitors from all over the world come to Bontoc to witness the Langay Festival, a celebration of identity and origins that was never erased by time and history. It was my first time in Bontoc, and I must admit, it's a privilege to experience its magnificent beauty.
Hanna kanin dato Taim kanigan ganason Di kultura ang dilubong ugayang Kinatib kan respeto Dayaw kan kinapudno.
Small it may be, but Bontoc is overflowing with charm. Rustic and idyllic, it's a destination perfect for the budget traveler.
Looking for a place you can only visit during the rainy season? Almost 7 to 8 hours drive from Manila, you will reach a one-of-a-kind destination in the Philippines. After registering in some briefing at the DBWH Abra, guests must ride a military truck going to Kaparkan Falls for almost 3 to 4 hours. But I assure you, it's not an easy ride. The truck actually needed to stop halfway to put the metal chains to the tires. You asking for what? For the mad war to come. Muddy, body shaking, and heart stopping. It's one hell of a rough ride. Then after that, you still need to walk for about 15 to 20 minutes. The ending? A magnificent and stunning falls in the middle of a forest. It's a several layers of nature carved pools that form like a stairway with flowing spring water. After appreciating the amazing Kaparkan Falls, why not tour around the province? Go to Victoria Peak to see the Wulbangit town and take a photo with the Abra sign. Appreciate different art pieces and installations in Gabriela Silang Gallery of Fine Arts. Visit old churches like the St. Catherine of Alexandria Parish and San Lorenzo Ruiz Shrine. You may also want to take your photo in Calabar Bridge over the Calabar River. Along the way, you can see the historic Tangadan Tunnel and Gabriela Silang Monument. Then buy some pasalubong from Abra Pasalubong Center. While going back to Manila, you may also visit the majestic Pensal Falls. La Nuestra Señora de la Asunción Parish, and the Suso Beach for the IG Bertie sunset, all in Santa Maria, Ilocos Sur.
This living cultural landscape is nestled into the remote slopes of the Cordillera mountain range in the Philippines. For 2,000 years, the mountains of Ifugao province have been cultivated with terraced rice fields that stretch thousands of feet high. They serve as an example of sustainable agriculture with traditional techniques. These emerald fields, and the knowledge to farm them, have been passed down from generation to generation for centuries. They've long been central to the survival of the Ifugao people, and they also hold great cultural significance. Entire communities cooperate on seasonal systems of planting, pest control, and harvest. These coordinated efforts are tied to lunar cycles and sometimes accompanied by religious rituals. The UNESCO site encompasses 5 different clusters of rice terraces in the area. The Banawe rice terraces are the most famous of the lot. Banawe is about 230 miles north of Manila, and buses depart daily from the capital. It can take up to 10 hours to drive up the mountainous terrain to the rice fields. If you take a guided hiking tour, make sure to pack a picnic for an outstanding view of this remarkable landscape.
So guys, as you can see, my motorcycle was damaged, and unfortunately it is a very major damage. So I think this is it for the... So guys, unfortunately my motorcycle was damaged, so I cannot proceed for the tour around Cordillera region. But I have a buddy, Erwan Yusuf, will continue the tour for you, so stay with him.
Hungduan in Ifugao is one of my favorite places in the whole country. It's so true to its origins and is a national gem that I hope won't change. Every year, 3 rituals take place to mark the end of the rice harvest and the beginning of a new cycle. The Baki, the Inum, and finally, the Punuk, or collectively known as the Hua. I was in Maguindanao, and to make it to the Punuk in time, we drove 5 hours from Cotabato City to Davao, flew to Manila, slept 5 hours, took a plane to Cagayan Isabela, and finally drove the 4 hours up north.
Currently on the road to Banawe. It's just going to be a lot of this going up.
A total of 18 hours to reach our destination.
After 5 hours in the car, lots of landslides, fog. It was quite scary to actually drive, and just people kind of like running through the street. We finally arrived here at the Banawe Hotel, where we'll be spending the night. So we're too late, obviously, to make the drinking ritual, which happened this afternoon, and that usually goes on till just very early in the night. And then so we're just gonna have dinner, chill. It's been a long day of traveling, and sleep early so that tomorrow we can wake up early and finally just experience the Punuk. Good morning. All right, so it's about 6 a.m. here at the Banawe Hotel, and finally the weather is looking great. So yeah, I can show you a quick drone shot of the view I was lucky enough to wake up to. Beautiful.
The province of Ifugao in the north of the Philippines is known for its UNESCO heritage rice terraces that run through the Cordilleras mountain range. From the most famous ones in Banawe to some that remain quite remote, this province was one of the only ones that was barely affected by colonization and maintains until this day a strong indigenous culture. The Igorot is a group of about 20 different tribes that inhabit these mountainous areas. Each of them have their own roots and belief systems. The Ifugao are one of these tribes. We missed out on it, but the Baki is when an animal is usually sacrificed and inspected to determine whether the offering is good enough for the gods. This is then followed by the Inum, where rice wine in jars are shared among prayers and chants before the sun falls and everyone gets ready for the Punuk the next day.
So this is where the rice wine that we had is made in these big vats right here. And it's beautiful. It's like a delicious sweeter sake. I actually don't understand why they don't produce that, because people would definitely buy that. And I'm surrounded by all the red rice that they've picked, so dry red rice. And it smells so good.
The Mumbaki, the ritual specialist, sat under the albang or rice granary, chanting and praying to the native gods, before inviting us to partake in rice wine, chicken, and the pig stomach from the night before.
So we were told that we all get a little bit of food and some rice wine.
These areas are dominated by a rice economy. Those who own multiple rice fields are the Kad-Angyan. From this group, the largest landowner, the Dumapag, is designated and given the responsibility to lead all rituals. As the Mumbaki finished off his last prayers, the newly designated Dumapag sat quietly, making sure everything was being done properly. I was lucky enough to sit next to her for a little bit and squeeze in some questions before the rest of the day unfolded.
Okay, ritual is done. Prayer over the food is done. Now we're just walking in between the rice terraces. I swear this is probably one of the most surreal experiences when you get to walk in between rice terraces, because it's just so beautiful and it's so breathtaking. I mean, look at everything that's around me. It's gorgeous. So we're heading down to the meeting where the two rivers kind of converge, and that's where the three different barangays will meet. So they'll make lots of noise, and it's basically supposed to be like a challenge, and then they get down to the river, and that's where they do the punuk, or the tug-of-war. The more we walk, the more we see other people going down. So everyone here that lives in all these different houses, they all know that's happening today. So everyone coming down from all the houses on the hills, we're all going towards the river. Sometimes these passageways get a little narrow.
The gray sky blanketed the terraces, resembling large foreboding staircases for the gods. It was a game of patience at first, and all the spectators just looked to the hills, knowing to search for specks of red at a distance. Slowly, a glowing line of embers appears, barely distinguishable. Three tribes descend from the hills, chanting at the top of their lungs, waving leaves and branches, towards where the Hapao River converges with one of its tributaries. All three are now together: Hapao, Baang, and Nung Ulunan.
So as you can see, it's about to start. All three tribes are here. They're all taunting each other. It's a good time.
Become calmer.
A tug-of-war then ensues in the middle of the river using the pakid, intertwined saplings of the atoba tree, connected to the other tribes with a kinaag, a ring-shaped clasp of sorts. Men and women take part, encouraged by the playful taunts of opposing barangays. Even our own Secretary of Tourism teamed up with the Dumapag and friends to take part in this tradition.
Right in the middle of everything.
After a winner is declared, the human-shaped kinaag is thrown into the river, to be taken downstream by the currents, letting other villages know that the harvest in this area has come to an end. This is one of the few remaining non-commercialized rituals we have left, and you can tell that the people do it for themselves, not those of us watching from the sidelines. I've picked rice before, and it's a back-breaking, difficult mental and physical profession, which is probably not helped by the temperamental weather we have nowadays. This is a moment for all the farmers to reconnect with their way of life, their history, to laugh the season's adversities away, and reinvigorate everyone for the upcoming cycle. I'm so happy that I was able to observe it this year. It really truly felt like a privilege.
So at the end of the tug-of-war, there are various kind of like small competitions going on. They even vote on the this kind of bark that was used for the tug of war. And then at the end of it, the barangay that wins gets prize money, which is really cool. The festivities are pretty much done. People are about to eat some crazy looking red rice that we had this morning that was absolutely delicious also. And then there was some pork out there as well. It's going to be a huge feast and good times. Unfortunately, we have to head back to Manila.
Sa dakatan o haud ogkay sa datagon o siyampu ya chuba hos ayaray kalingga hos ayanilibi sa datarhaso o hahato a may kuhalin o wakalaras. Dan sapun huwaga darawi iyo gidpi sapun mansusugi to sa airan na huwaga dan sapun iyo gidahoran army mancog sa airan na army sarugan sapun kayu sapura ilamnya huwag sa arami masa mali army sa darawi huwag sa kiyon sa baralito sa kaya istata sa ti alayam usata burato sa kukat Kata tiru-turu juntan sejakaran ranto nemigat ko rutu ya jan mui na timpo na takut asti na ciwiring na manjaban abi tawali ali aro sadu aciciban pahato menghajat sadu pahato sa acica sati mus sa dahato ugala tirulipau kiri kayaman kira talau inarasan ijab kusti artini kecihukai sa sabi khokhala sabi dikin pahato abi khokana babi aran pahato sa dahato ala in pahato adahun maposa kora na wito o wabin sijara ukalbi pahato ami Sirosaki pahato tamigkun at sunta sa oras pila nagkitang sansa sijay ka pahato ng ulilabhu sa tahas sa kiti pahato sara sa damhotang san uwi na ng hato-hato ilaw as malu ilaw as hoyo ilaw sa lubang sa kiran sa dan maliin sa lars ranson mansuyo asan apum ta matoy aad si Jarvi Subli sa chika ikad dan sublian Chris matoja ad di subli narpas sa suyuan hindi ito dyan nagkatiragtag ko sa pupatoy tagtag ko Titko ko kaya ako tihari rin na dyan gigatan aartiki. Hindi ko magkatirutula dyan sa tagtag ko. Sadan distai umura ingkod maru juga sadan aja sabang ni tak ikat sesan tagun hayu ampar ancuan cugora hujag uta uga dilag huyab sa pilak joy bali aro anta toles takayu ad hayu go khos no ancugora hujag
guys, I think that's it for today because there's so much beauty into Cordillera region and yet there is so little time. So see you on the next video.